So final leg, back at it. So today we're going to be talking about the men's 400 meters. Over the past couple years, we've seen a huge spike in performances from the men's 400 meters, specifically in athletes outside of the United States. This event was usually dominated by the United States for so long, but in the past 6 years or so, since about 2012 with Karani James winning that Olympic title, we've seen a lot of athletes coming out and really putting down some significant performances. And in 2019, 2020, I really expect a lot of them to continue to do so. So let's take a look at some of the top athletes that we're going to hear from in the next couple years. First off, Michael Norman. Coming out of USC, just went pro with Nike, just finished off an extremely dominant NCAA career. Indoors, he broke the indoor world record at 400 meters with his 44.52. Absolutely dominating all the competition, broke that world record that was set back in 2005 by Karan Clement. He continued that dominance outdoors, winning the NCAA title with a 43.62. That moved him to number 6 all time in the 400 meters. Still, he was just a sophomore at USC and he managed to move to number 6 all time. Huge performance. He complemented that with his relay performance at regionals just a few weeks prior, where he ran the anchor leg for USC's 4x4. He ran 43.06 on that anchor leg. That's the third fastest split all time. The only two people in history who've ever run faster on relay legs are Michael Johnson and Jerry Moo Warner. So definitely in some good company there. He's going to be definitely one of the top men to look out for in the next couple years. Next up, huge talent coming out of Jamaica. He was kind of overshadowed by Michael Norman this year. Personally, one of my favorites, Akeem Bloomfield. So he was extremely dominant. Indoors, at those NCAA championships that Michael Norman won, he managed to run 44.86, which is actually number 6 all time in the 400 meters. Huge performance from him. Then he went outdoors just behind Michael Norman again at those NCAA championships. He ran 43.94. That moved into number 17 all time and was just behind the Jamaican national record. So huge credentials there. He then took the summer to go to Europe. He won the Rabat Diamond League in the 400 meters. He also ran the 200, winning the London Diamond League in 19.81. So huge credentials for him, both at 200 and 400 meters. Again, he was kind of overshadowed by Michael Norman in the NCAAs, but I think he's going to be one of the top 400 meter runners that we need to keep our eye on. Next, going back to the United States, we've got Fred Kerley. So he won the NCAAs last year in 2017. He also made the United States world team that went to London. He actually made the finals at the London World Championships last year, but he didn't finish as well as he wanted to. He has a personal best of 43.70, which was the previous NCAA record before Michael Norman this year. He also won the Diamond League Championship this year in the 400 meters. So he's been extremely consistent. Little injury woes that have set him back a little bit in mid-season, but very strong credentials. Definitely one of the strongest 400 meter runners coming out of the United States this year and going into the next couple years as well. Now, from Bahamas, we got Steven Gardner. So he's been very strong, very consistent, very dominant in multiple ways. He won the silver medal at the World Championships last year, running sub 44 in his semifinal. This year, he was very consistent early on, running 43.99. Then he followed it up with a personal best of 43.83. So very strong. He unfortunately got injured mid-season running a 200 meters, but he came back at the end of the season and unfortunately got injured again. But once he gets back healthy, he seems that he's training really well already. He's going to be very dominant. He's definitely going to be able to improve upon those 43-second races that he's already had. So we'll see where he goes in 2019 as well as in 2020. Next up, from Qatar, we got Abdallah Haroun, the bronze medalist from the World Championships last year. Still very young, like many of the others as well. This year, he improved his personal best to 44.07. He was also extremely consistent on the Diamond League circuit this year. We're going to see where he goes next year. We have Worlds at his home country in Doha, Qatar next year. So we'll see what he can do. Hopefully he can feed upon that home crowd advantage and really improve upon his bronze medal that he got last year. Now, jumping over to Africa, from Botswana, we got Babaloke Thebe. He's been a little overshadowed by Isaac Makwala, who's been very dominant the past couple years, but he has been improving significantly. He actually finished 4th at the World Championships last year, just outside that bronze medal position. He improved his personal best to 44.02, also just on the cusp of breaking that 44-second barrier. So again, like all the others on this list, he's extremely young. Isaac Makwala, also from Botswana, he's getting a little up there in age, so I think Thebe is going to be the one to look out for in the 400 meters in the coming years. Now, finally, we got 2 athletes who've been part of that dominance that we've seen in the 400 meters in the past 6 years or so. First, from Grenada, we got Kirani James. Now, everyone knows he won that Olympic gold in 2012, breaking 44 seconds for the first time. He was actually the first non-American to break 44 seconds. So he kind of ushered in this wave of non-Americans really dominating the 400 meters. He has a personal best of 43.74 from a couple years ago. Last year, he was injured, so he didn't compete at the World Championships, but he came back this year for about 3 races with a best of 44.35. So he is still very young, so hopefully we'll be able to see him come back next year and get back to the dominance that we've seen him do. Next up, everyone knows the guy, Wade van Niekerk from South Africa. He really broke onto the scene in 2015 when he managed to win the World Championships in 43.45, moving him to number 4 all time in the 400 meters. Some people didn't really expect that, but he managed to do that. 2016, he followed that up, breaking Michael Johnson's world record, 43.03. You don't even say the 400 meter record. You say Michael Johnson's record. It's so significant. Not many people thought it'd be broken, but he managed to do that. Again, followed up 2017 with the World Championship win again, so defending his title. Unfortunately, 2018, he did suffer some injuries. He took the entire season off. Once he gets back healthy, he's definitely going to be the top guy to look out for that everyone will be chasing for. So we'll see what he's able to do come 2019, and then if he can defend his Olympic title in 2020 as well. So those are the real top guys that I wanted to mention. There's still so many. I'm just going to list off a couple more and a few of their allocates because there's so many young guys in the 400 meters. So first we got Paul Dodelo from the United States. Personal best of 44.43, very consistent on the Diamond League circuit this year. Next, from Grenada, we got Berlon Taplin. Very consistent the past couple years, but unfortunately he suffered some injuries. He still has a very strong personal best of 44.38, so we'll see what he can do next year as well. Next, from the United Kingdom, we got Matt Hudson-Smith. He managed to win the European Championships this year. One of the most significant things is he ran 44.63 in his heat, slowing down. So everyone thought he was going to be able to go much faster, so he definitely has the potential to really improve there. Next, we got Nathan Allen, also followed Joachim Bloomfield from Auburn. They both went pro this year. He has a personal best of 44.13. He also has another time of 44.19, so really strong credentials, really fast time, so we'll see what he can do in the next coming years. Nathan Strother, coming out of the United States. He actually finished second in the Diamond League final this year. He just finished at Tennessee, personal best of 44.34. Next, coming out of the United States again, we got Will London. Finished at Baylor University, has a personal best of 44.47. He's been very consistent this year as well as last year, so let's see if he can improve into 2019. We got Michael Cherry from the United States, personal best of 44.66. He actually won the silver medal at the World Indoor Championships. Of course, we had those disqualifications in that race, but definitely a strong contender. Hopefully he'll be able to remain consistent and continue into 2019. And finally, one of the top guys, Christopher Taylor, coming out of Jamaica. He's still extremely young, probably the youngest guy that I've mentioned on this entire list, but he is definitely one to look out for. I mean, Jamaica has some really strong 400 meter runners. Of course, back in the day, they had a couple, but they really are getting stronger. Between Christopher Taylor, Nathan Allen, Joachim Bloomfield, and then a couple others, I think Jamaica is really going to be making an impact in the 400 meters along with the United States in the years to come. Then finally, of course, you got Isaac Makwala. I mentioned him earlier from Botswana. He's been very consistent the past couple years, even though he's been older than most of the athletes I've mentioned. But let's see if he can maintain himself or if old age is going to unfortunately catch up with him. So those are the guys I wanted to mention who are going to be really consistent and dominant going into 2019, but then also moving into the Olympics in 2020. So leave a comment below. Let me know if there's anyone who I didn't mention you think should have mentioned, or if you just disagree with the guys that I did mention as well. So we'll be coming back soon with the women's 400 meters, the top ladies who are going to be very consistent and who we're going to be looking out for in 2019. All right, thanks.